Hello everybody, Jonathan here with you today, aka Venom Lion, and I have a very special video for you today, guys. Alright, first off, right, this is my 1000 subscribers video special. That is insane. I want to personally thank anyone who has watched, liked, or commented any one of my videos. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, thank you a lot. The reception to my channel so far has been nothing short of incredible to me. I started back in January. It's October now. And to be honest, guys, like my goal the first year on being on YouTube was to reach 100 subscribers. So yeah, I did it. All right, so obviously you got 1K subscriber. It's fine. It's cool. Yay, whatever. But that's not why you guys are here. Because you saw that thumbnail, you saw the title, and you're like, are we gonna get some answers? Well, yes. However, this is very important, guys. And I want to be very clear on this. This is really important. I'm gonna share with you today my career in games, starting all the way back when I started in QA 3 lifetimes ago now. But the thing that I want you all to understand is I won't share in detail what I worked on inside these projects, and also like give you guys any kind of tidbit about the development cycle, or like I won't share any drama, I won't name names, like I won't reference like articles about the companies that I work for. They are big companies and they are in the news sometimes, so there's drama sometimes. I signed NDAs, right? Non-disclosure agreements. I can tell online on which projects I've worked on and the companies I've worked for, but I cannot share, stories about the development of specific games. Stuff that isn't public, I will not share it. I signed an NDA, so I cannot legally share those things. Being a level designer is my dream career. I like my career in games very goddamn much. So I won't fuck everything up. Alright, I've talked enough. It's time to delve into my past and figure out how I got started in games. Alright, drum roll, boys. The first position that I got was a video game tester at Activision. Yes. Okay, my cat apparently doesn't like that. Activision, and technically, I think Beenox, a studio, was my employer. Beenox is part of the Activision umbrella. Beenox was the one who was writing checks, but like, we were on a separate floor from the actual studio. Even back in the day, like I was considering myself more an Activision tester rather than a Beenox tester, because like technically I wasn't even allowed in the studio. So I started working there as a video game tester in 2009? Yeah, 2009. And fun fact, when I started, they hired me, right? So I was just like a young kid back then. And I remember the first day they were asking me like, hey, does anyone play drums here? Basically, the project you're going to be working on is Guitar Hero. And we need drummers to actually be able to play the hardest track. And fun fact, I play drums. So I was like, are you telling me right now, as a 19-year-old, that I got hired in a video game company and I'm going to play drums 8 hours a day? Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. As a video game tester, basically, I started working on the Guitar Hero DLC. Can't remember for which game, to be perfectly honest, but there were constant like song packs that came out, so I used to test those. Then I tested Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, which I think was one of the last Guitar Heroes that came out, if I'm not mistaken. So, RIP. Then I tested a game called iCarly, I Joined the Clique. I have no comments. Then I've worked on How to Train Your Dragon. And then at that point, I got promoted to a floor lead, which is basically a supervisor. And the first game that I've worked on as a floor lead was basically a little game, DJ Hero 2. And yeah, that was amazing. Next, I worked on Wipeout Connect. Then I got promoted. No, that's not true. I didn't get the actual promotion, but I was acting as a project lead on NASCAR Unleashed. It went very well, but since there were no, available project lead positions after that, I reverted to being a floor lead, and I worked on Prototype 2 for a short while before leaving the company. I left QAQ at that time, Quality Assurance Quebec. That was our name. Got this shirt right here, QAQ, NMI. It's a pretty clever shirt because NMI, basically, for those of you who don't know, means need more information. It's the tag that you put on bugs that requires more information. Let's say like you're a developer, you're working on something, you receive a bug and there's not enough information in it for you to be able to work on it. You just send it back to the team as NMI. So clever shirt. The joke is not as fun if you have to explain it, obviously. But yeah, guys, at that moment, on top of leaving Activision, I also pretty much left the game industry for a short while. Also, don't try to figure out why I left the companies I've worked for. There's no drama there. I just won't mention it because I get better offers. So I don't know, you move on. There's no dirt here, guys. So don't even try to speculate about it. I went into another company, non-gaming related, and I basically hated my fucking life for a while. Turned out I really liked the people working in games. Obviously, I'm a huge fucking nerd, right? And I was working with the biggest nerds out there. So I was among my peers, I was really feeling good. Day to day was great. I could joke with people. It was just all around a good time. And I missed that very much. For a few years, I was like, okay, maybe I should return to games, but I don't want to come back as a tester, right? Testing is important, it's invaluable, but I was like, I'm already out of the industry. Shouldn't I try to go back to school and actually do something else than testing? But also go back to games because that's my passion. I started listening to game design and level design podcasts and all that stuff, and I was like, man, that sounds sweet, and I think I would be possibly okay at it. In my mid-20s, I decided to go back to school. I wanted to have a good career in the games industry. And yeah, near the end of that course, I was fortunate enough to land an internship at a company called Ubisoft Studio Quebec, of course. So yeah, landed my internship there. It was amazing. I was living the dream, guys. The first 3 months of my internship, I was like, I can't believe I made it, right? And then I got really fortunate enough for them to like me enough to, actually hire me as a full-fledged level designer. So the first project that I released during my time at Ubisoft was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I was fresh out of school, and it was my first actual game development experience, right? And Assassin's Creed is a huge franchise. There's a lot of eyeballs on the games when they're announced, right? I still remember E3 that year when it was announced. The party, man. I was living the dream, man. That was amazing. Yeah, those are memories that I will forever cherish. And yeah, basically, for those of you who don't know, when you work at Ubisoft, you get a lot of shirts. I mean, a lot of them, you get a shit ton of them. I'm not kidding. Also, I have a Spartan version of the Odyssey shirt. I can't find it right now. It's basically similar to this one, but it's red and it has the Sparta sign on it instead of the Athenian one. But yeah, that was amazing. The game released, seeing the reception that people had to it was just amazing. I remember when it came out, I was like, okay, this is it, right? This is my career. This is what I'm gonna do until I die. All right, maybe not until I die, but until I retire, okay? I won't be making games until my last breath. Maybe I could die in the middle of designing a level. That's weird. So yeah, after working on Odyssey, I started working on the DLC, The Fate of Atlantis. I worked on episode 1, which occurred in Elysium, and then on episode 3, which occurred in Atlantis. While I was working on that third episode, though, I switched. I went to another studio because I am a fucking traitor. And I landed in a small company named Gearbox. And Gearbox is basically where I'm still working to this day, guys. I got hired at the company while they were putting the finishing touches on Borderlands 3. So I haven't worked on the actual main game, But I ended up over the last few years working on the first DLC, Moxie's Heist of the End Sub Jackpot. Also the second one, Guns, Love, and Tentacles, The Marriage of Wainwright and Hammerlock. And recently, very recently in fact, like last month, I worked on Psycho Krieg and the fantastic Foster Cluck. So that's it, guys. That is my career in games so far. And also, I gotta reiterate here, I will not speak in details about those projects or the reasons why I left some companies and everything. There's no drama. You know, I signed NDAs. That's about it, guys. Yeah, I basically wanted to tell you where I work because I think one of the things that stand out about my channel is the fact that I'm working in games. And I mention like design a lot and I'm often like, oh, as a level designer, as a designer, blah, blah, here's my thoughts. So it felt a bit like weird not to share where I've worked. And also, some of you motherfuckers found me out on the internet. So there's that. As the channel grew more and more, I noticed some people, you know, figuring it out. I said my first name, people know where I live, so it's not that fucking complicated, right? So I made this video as a chance for me to, yes, say where I work, but also to tell you guys that I won't be going into details because I cannot. One of the highlights of my career was for the Borderlands 3 launch party. The company actually flew us all the way over in Texas for the big party. And I think that party was actually like streamed or something. So I guess if you watch the whole thing, you can probably spot me walking around, you know, being drunk, which that's weird. I never watched the party. So yeah, this is my super party card that I had. It has a badass rank on it. It's pretty cool. I got a poster also that's right there. I have this pretty cool hoodie also, the Hyperion one, when Mad Moxie DLC released. See, like BL3 crew. That's pretty sweet right there, boys. Got my Guns, Love, and Tentacles shirt right here. Pretty neat. And that shirt is pretty cool. It's the shirt that they gave us when we went to a party in Texas. Look at that, boys. Hell yeah, that looks good, man. And I also bought this in Texas because it's fucking pink and it's badass. All right, so that's it, guys. I would ask of you, please not to pester me with questions or, you know, like start commenting every time something happens and one of those companies are in the headlines or something. Don't poke me about it. I won't answer. I cannot. So I will just ignore you. And if you're particularly annoying about it, I will probably end up blocking you from the channel. The channel is about me, my vision of design and everything. Like the opinions that I express on my channel, it's not indicative of the design philosophies of those companies. It's just my own opinion and that's it. So please respect that. Try not to, you know, poke me too much about it because again, I won't respond. All right, guys, I already have my 2000 subscribers special video planned out. Listen to that. When I was studying in game design school to actually get hired in companies, I worked on a prototype game on my own. So that thing I created from the ground up in Unity. And it is the thing that got me hired in the first place. And actually, when I went to Gearbox, I actually used it again because they wanted to see how technical I am, right? So I actually use that and it's dated now, but it still worked to show how technically proficient I am. So yeah, if I hit 2,000 subscribers, guys, I will actually play that prototype that I designed in like 2015, 2016. And I will actually like comment on what my vision for the game was, you know, being a prototype. And I built that in order to get me hired, right? So like, I'm going to tell you like how I thought about design back then, what I did, why I did it. Like I will go in full detail. So that will be pretty exciting, guys. Only when I hit 2,000 subscribers though. But yeah, guys, I want to thank you again so much for the support you've sent my way. I get crazy comments sometimes, like showing me some love. And I don't know, like, I'm just a lone boy in his room in a pandemic, gaming and saying stuff about design and everything. And it's crazy to have people reach out to you. Like, I'm receiving emails and comments and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, like, thank you guys so much. My YouTube journey so far, while it's still young, it has been mind-blowingly amazing. So thanks to you all, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.